High availability means your network stays up even when things fail. But how do we achieve this at each layer of the network stack? In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you exactly how HA is implemented from layer 1 all the way to layer 7. We're breaking down high availability in a way you've probably never seen before, through the OSI model. And that's not all. I'll also provide a sample architecture to tie them all together, so stay tuned till the end of this video. Starting at the bottom, the physical layer. This is all about your cables, fiber, and hardware. First is redundant cabling. Ensure there are multiple physical cables between critical devices. So if a cable gets cut or damaged, traffic flows through another path. Second are dual power feeds. Devices should be connected to two separate power sources or UPS systems. If one power circuit fails, the second keeps you running. Another is diverse physical paths, wherein cables are routed through different conduits or building paths, so that in case there is a construction accident cutting one fiber line, it won't take down your entire network. And don't forget device-level redundancy, to add backups to your critical devices for failover. Think of layer 1 as your foundation. If the physical infrastructure fails and you have no backup, you will not have anything to run your services. Moving up to layer 2, your switches and MAC addresses. This is where link aggregation is used when you bundle multiple switch ports into one logical connection. For example, 410 Gbps links become 140 Gbps link. If one port fails, the others continue operating seamlessly. Another one is spanning tree protocol, which prevents switching loops while maintaining backup paths. When your primary link fails, STP activates the redundant path. Modern rapid spanning tree protocol does this in less than 10 seconds. The next one are stack switches. Technologies like Cisco Stackwise let multiple physical switches act as one logical unit. If one switch fails, the stack continues operating. Layer 2 HA ensures your local network segments stay connected even during hardware failures. Layer 3 is where routing happens and where HA gets really powerful. Starting with the default gateway, where first hop redundancy protocols like HSRP or VRRP are used. This is when two routers share a virtual IP address as your gateway. If router 1 fails, router 2 takes over instantly. End users never lose connectivity because they're always pointing to that virtual IP. Dynamic routing protocols like OSPF, EIGRP, and BGP are used in this layer. These automatically discover multiple paths through your network. If the primary route goes down, the protocol converges in milliseconds and switches to the backup route. Dynamic routing protocols can also be implemented with ECMP or equal cost multipath. Instead of keeping backup routes idle, ECMP load balances traffic across multiple equal paths simultaneously so you can get both performance and redundancy. Layer 4 focuses on how sessions and connections are handled. This involves load balancers to distribute TCP or UDP connections across multiple servers. If server 1 crashes, the load balancer detects this through health checks and stops sending traffic there. Users get directed to healthy servers automatically. Load balancers can be used for session persistence to maintain current session state. They are also used for connection multiplexing to reduce connections to backend servers, optimizing resource usage and providing a buffer before server fails. Layer 4 HA ensures individual connections survive, even when backend infrastructure changes. The upper layers are where your actual applications live. It involves application-level clustering, where database servers, web servers, and application servers run in clusters. If one node fails, others handle the requests. Technologies like Kubernetes automatically restart failed containers and redistribute workloads. Applications are also deployed with geographic distribution across multiple data centers or regions. Amazon, Netflix, and Google run services in dozens of locations worldwide. If there's regional outage, users are served in another location. Lastly, to preserve data, database replication is used. Master-slave or multi-master database setups ensure data is synchronized across multiple servers. When your primary database crashes, you can fail over to the replica with minimal downtime. To put it all together, high availability is a stack-wide strategy. True HA means implementing redundancy at every layer. Layer 1, redundant physical infrastructure. Layer 2, link aggregation, spanning tree, and stacking. Layer 3, redundant gateways and dynamic routing. Layer 4, load balancing with health checks. Layer 5 to 7, clustered applications and geographic distribution. Each layer builds on the one below it. If one layer does not have redundancy, it will be a single point of failure. That's it for high availability across the OSI model. Designing for HA in layer 2 can be tricky since it can introduce loops. Good thing there's spanning tree protocol. If you want to learn more about STP, check out this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.